Hello, so in today's video, we will see how we can run C programs in VS Code on Windows using WSL. So WSL is Windows subsystem for Linux. Main compiler that is used for C is GCC, and for C++ it is G++. Installing those compilers directly on Windows it is a little bit tricky. So I recommend installing them on WSL instead of Windows. So if you don't have WSL, you can install it by running a PowerShell in admin mode. Search for PowerShell and start it in admin mode. And here you need to give this command WSL --install. First, you can check like whether you have WSL enabled or not. So you can just give WSL. So since I gave WSL, I got this prompt. So it means WSL is installed on my system. But if you don't get something like this, don't worry. So you can give WSL --install. And I'm getting Ubuntu is already installed. So Ubuntu is a Linux OS. Right, so it has launched Ubuntu for me. But you may get some instructions to follow here. And if you don't know like how to install it, so you can just search on Google, and you can go to this Microsoft Learn link, and you can follow these commands. Ideally, you should need only one command to install it, but if you face any issues, you can check on this website. Once WSL is installed, when you open Windows Terminal, and if you don't have Windows Terminal, you can go to Microsoft Store and get Windows Terminal from there. Okay, so once Windows Terminal is installed, if you click on this drop down menu, you should see Ubuntu here. Just click on Ubuntu, and a new shell will be opened. At first, if you don't see your prompt like this, that means that you're using bash. You should see something like this: your name and your computer's name, and this is the prompt, the bash prompt. Since I am using ZSH, which is a different shell, so my prompt is like this. So that is nothing to worry about. So we know that C uses a compiler which is called GCC, and C++ uses a compiler which is called G++. So to check if you have GCC or G++ or not, you can just give that command and hit enter. So you will see that it will say that if it is not installed, it will say the G++ is not found. Or if you get any other prompt like fatal file error or that file is not found, so that means that G++ is already installed on your system, so you don't need to follow this step. So to install G++ now, we will give this command, which is listed here. Okay, sudo apt install G++. And then you have to give your password that you used for configuring WSL. Now, when it asks you for the permission to install it, just give Y, and it will install G++. So once G++ is installed, you can check it. You can also check for GCC. So if I give GCC, I'm getting this issue now that fatal error, no input files, because I have not given any file name with GCC here. So let's try to create a file. So for that, I'm using Vim, or I'm using the touch command. Using touch command, you can create a file in Linux. So let's say I make a hello.c file. Then in Vim, let's open it with Vim. I think this is how it's written. I think this should run fine. Let's save this. And let's see whether it is saved or not. So you can use cat command for that to check the contents of the file. So yeah, the file is saved. Now let's try to compile this file. So if you don't get any prompt, if you don't get any output after GCC hello.c, that means the file is saved. And to check that, you can use the ls command. So you see this a.out file here. So this is the output file that GCC created for us, and we can run this file. So to run this file, we can simply give this command like ./a.out, and it says hello world. I think I misspelled world here. Okay, so this is how you can install the GCC compiler, but many of you will not be familiar with Vim. So you can install any other text editor like VS Code. To install that, you can either go to Google and search for it, and go to its website and download it. Or if you want to like download it from command line, you can also do that. So for that, we use a command called winget. So winget is a package manager, same as apt, so you saw apt, right? So when we give this command, so here apt is a package manager which installed this G++ package, which is used to compile our C++ programs, and GCC is used to compile C programs. Similarly, winget is a package manager for Windows. Using that, you can download or install any programs that are available for Windows. So to search for VS Code, let's do a winget search. Okay, so as you can see, we can see that Microsoft Visual Studio Code is listed here. So to install this, the command is winget install and then give this ID. You can just write it down here like Microsoft Visual Studio Code, and it will install it. Okay, so it is successfully installed. So now if you check in your start menu, so this is something different. This is Visual Studio Code that I have installed inside WSL. That's why it says Visual Studio Code Ubuntu. But if you look at all the apps, I think there should be VS Code listed here somewhere. Yeah. So this is the Visual Studio Code that is present on my Windows machine, not in WSL. So if I open this, let's see, I'm able to get this. You get the start screen. Okay, and it will prompt you to install this extension, the Windows Subsystem for Linux extension. You can go ahead and install this one. This will be able to, this is used to interact with files that are present in WSL. Okay, so now we go to Remote Explorer. You can see Ubuntu and just click on Connect in current window. And since our compiler is installed in Ubuntu, so I think you should just be able to run it. You should not need any other compiler or any other settings for that. So if you look at the folder explorer, you cannot see anything right now. So let's open something. So it will open your home folder, and here we should be able to see the file that we created. So if you just open your home folder, okay, so we created this hello.c file, and now VS Code recommends to install the C++ extension. So you can go ahead and install that as well. It will help with writing the code. So now if you open your C file, here also you can go to, so if you click on control and tilde, so tilde is, so the button just below your escape button, so that is tilde. It will have a sign like this on it. Right, so you can check which file is present here. It should open in your WSL home folder. So in Linux, this is the symbol for home directory or home folder. So you can see hello.c is present here. So if I again run GCC here, let me remove a.out first. So now if you see, we don't have a.out because I removed that using rm command. So to run this file, you can again give this GCC command here, GCC, and the file name hello.c. So see, it created this a.out file again. So to run this, you can just give a./a.out, and you should see hello world. Okay, so this is all about installing and using GCC and G++ in WSL using Ubuntu. You can use any other program like dev C++ to use it directly in Windows, but I will recommend using the WSL because Linux is generally it is better as a better development environment than Windows. And once you start using it, like from the basics, you will be able to become a good developer.